Hey guys, and welcome back to Regrets It, Brexit Britain, a country where, under the leadership of Boris Johnson, there has been more anti-Semitic attacks than you can shake a stick at, even a wet stick. This was all supposed to happen under Jeremy Corbyn. But what is the difference? Boris Johnson has not attacked Israel. Israel seemed to have a very tight grip on the world's press, right? Because nobody is speaking about the apartheid that Israel, right, are committing on the Palestinian people. This was said by Amnesty International on the 1st of this month. Today's the 18th, and none of the press are talking about it. And I can hear people now saying, "You anti-Semite." Difference is, I don't care about your religion. What I care about is white people murdering brown people and using the word anti-Semitic to get away with it. If anyone challenges them, oh, well, it's because they're anti-Semitic. Well, you know something? I don't care about your religion, not interested. What I do care about, right, is the apartheid that you are committing on the Palestinian people. That is what I care about. And also, welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all of your messages you sent me, and a special thanks here to everybody who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that signed up, so thank you so much for that. I'll go through all your messages, I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all your messages for definitely. I did like a lot of messages yesterday, so I'm back on track. So we start with it looks like it's storm time in the UK, right? So we've got where we are down south, we've got storm Eunice, and then I believe up north they've got storm Dudley, or depending if you are from the Midlands, that would be storm Dudley. I don't know why they can't give these storms some decent names, right? Who the hell is going to be scared of a storm named Eunice or Dudley? People are very, oh, they're cuddly. They're nice, cuddly storms. They should let me name storms, because every time a storm is coming, you'll know about it. Say storm chaos, right? Storm much too windy, right? Storm damage, right? Those are storm names. What they should be using instead of this nonsense, right? And the Queen. There's a lot of talk at the moment, obviously, about Andrew, and today, the police are going to be well, I don't know if they're going to interview him today, but the police have said that they need to speak to Prince Charles about some donations to his one of his organisations, where there's one of them cash for honours things. You think to yourself, seriously, all of this is just nonsense. I mean, these people have been giving cash for honours for hundreds of years. You think it hasn't just started now? Do you know what I mean? This has been, and as lay people, we expect this type of thing. Do you know what I mean? We're subjects, so we really expect this type of thing. So I mean, when this nonsense is hitting the news, you have to wonder what they're trying to hold down, so we don't look over there. Do you know what I mean? Because this is all just nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Right? But so now they're talking about the Queen. And then, the Queen's giving money over to Andrew, for his, to give to Virginia Drew Frey. I say, well, the Queen. I mean, she, where's she going to get the money from? I say, these people, right? These people really think that we are stupid. They say, well, the Queen's worth over £500 million, cash money, over £500 million, right? And these people are saying, oh well, she's giving £2 million. But she hasn't, and then people say, oh well, Prince Charles hasn't got any money. I say, what? What the hell are you? These people really think we're stupid. They're saying Andrew, right, hasn't got 12 million pound to pull out. Really? Oh, so this royal family, they're quite broke then, right? The Saudi royal family must be looking at this going, oh, those people are so broke. Right? Should we send them a few £1 million? Because they are so broke. They need help. I send them my gold plane. They fly around the world on my gold plane. Give me a break. These people are taking us for absolute fools. As I say, oh, the Queen, she hasn't got any money. Prince Andrew hasn't either. How the hell are you coming up with a settlement for £12 million and you ain't got £12 million? Right, because you have to send the settlement in. So you're going to send in a settlement. So someone could sue me and I say, well, okay, I'll give you £1 million. So where are you going to get it from? I don't know. We're going to, I'll give it to you. I don't know. That's just nonsense. It's just absolute nonsense. You know what I mean? Just said the Queen is worth so much money. Right? So the Queen's got more money than dirt. Okay, that's what the Queen's got more money, right, than you have. In fact, than Tilda have rice. She's got more money than that. Right? Each grain of rice that Tilda have, the Queen's probably got £10 for each grain of rice that Tilda has, for each grain. Right? Seriously, right? I mean, these people are just under some joke business. I don't know if you've seen the story. Let's go over to America quickly. Donald Trump, right? His accountants have said the last 10 years of accounts cannot be relied upon, and they've decided to cease ties with him. No more ties with him. I think, wow. I don't know. But it's going to give Donald Trump a very good opportunity to say to his people, to say to all those idiots, yeehaw fools that back him, oh no, I'm in trouble, send me your money. And these people will take $50 or $100 and they'll send it to the billionaire. I've never done anything like that. Right? I've never taken my money and sent it to a multimillionaire or a billionaire. No. They should be sending me some. If Donald Trump wanted me to support him, I said, well, you need to send me some money. I ain't sending you money to support you. You send me. Where the hell am I going to get money to support you? Staying in America, right? There was two fire services that was going to merge together, right? And so they had a Zoom call, right, to sort out the details of what was going to happen. It just so happens, yeah, that one of them was in like a black area. The other one was obviously in a more Caucasian area. Right, because in America they've still got a lot of segregation and all that type of stuff. Because a lot of these people, they're still living in the 18th century, right? So they had, as I was saying, they had this Zoom call, right? And after the Zoom call finished, right? So they obviously both put their devices down, but the Caucasian side, they didn't realise that their mics were still up on their devices or whatever. So their mics were still on, right? So the minute they got off the call, right, immediately they started saying a whole heap of like derogative things about black people, and there was a little girl who got little black girl who got accidentally shot by the police, and they was making jokes about that and saying just a whole heap of stuff. What it's like when people are comfortable in their own little when people are comfortable in their own little clique, right? And so that now they feel comfortable and they can make the type of remarks that they want. Do you know what I mean? Right? So then the other side decided that they was going to record it. So they recorded. Obviously, they must have sent it in, and I think all these guys have been suspended and that. But it's just typical. This is the type of stuff like a lot of these guys, especially in America, the far right has infiltrated the police and the fire service and the paramedics and all those type of things. Very influential, very influential stuff. The far right have just right so that they can mess with black people. Right? Imagine that. Imagine having that much hate within you that your whole life, right, you're just walking around thinking to yourself, oh God. So, I mean, every time that's what you're thinking. That's what your whole life is about. I just think it's very, very sad that is what you're thinking about, just constantly, just thinking about. It's just hate that's going through your mind all the time. And in Canada, rare emergency powers are being used because what they said, what Trudeau's saying, you know what? If you don't go home, what we're going to do is we're going to come and take your trucks, right? We're going to we're going to revoke your driver's license as well. So that I can imagine that situation in Canada is going to quell very quickly, because the last thing these truckers are going to want is their trucks taken away. And we don't know what's going on in Russia, right? Because yesterday they said there was troop movements away from from the borders. But apparently 7,000 troops have gone there. Apparently an extra 7,000 troops went there last night. But I'm just wondering whether Putin's just going to say, you know what, actually, because like you guys are doing so much running around, you're moving your embassy staff from here, there, and everywhere, right? So it looks like I'm wondering whether Putin's just thinking to himself, you know what, I'm just going to leave them there for a little bit longer. Just leave them, because if Putin decides to just leave them there for a year, are we going to be on this heightened tension? Right, for a year, because the Ukrainians are saying to the Americans and the British, listen, you know something, yeah, calm the rhetoric down, right? Because all you're doing is winding the man up. You're constantly winding them up. So keep the rhetoric down, because these guys are deliberately. Right, deliberately. When two guys are squaring up and one guy's got his friends behind him and his friend, he doesn't really want to fight, but his friends are pushing him into the fight, right? And and this is what Britain and America are doing. They're constantly saying things about Putin that if I was in Putin's position, I'd say, listen, you know something, you need to mind who you're speaking to. That's what you really need to do. You need to mind who you're speaking to. Right? Don't come and tell me what I can do around my own region. Right? This is what Putin, I don't understand how Putin, because to me, Putin's putting up with a lot at the moment from these guys, because these guys are really pushing it. Right? They're really pushing it, because they're saying, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, and if you do this, we're going to do that. Wow. Yeah, that's not the way to do gangster. When you do gangster, yeah, you just stand at the side looking menacing. Right? The minute you start going and starting threatening people in that way, right? You might just get the reaction that you don't really want. And let's speak about some Brexit, because last week on Question Time, I've been trying to speak about this for ages, but I've just had so much other stuff to speak about. But George Useless Eustis, or as you like to call him, Reg Varney, right, made a complete fool of himself the other night on Question Time. Right? A woman, I think she was from Bristol, but her name was not Brenda. Okay, right, but a woman from Bristol, right, decided that she was she asked him. She was asking a question. In fact, she was telling him what Brexit has been to her business, right? And it hasn't been very good on her business. She's obviously all the new rules, and she said so many businesses around her has gone out, have gone bankrupt. So George Useless went on to tell her that red tape is good. Red tape is a good thing, right? And businesses are thriving. The people, the whole crowd just burst out laughing on him, because he just sounded like an absolute fool, especially when you know the chaos, what is going on. Right? So he just sounded like an absolute fool. You should just if you can only just watch that part of it, right? Just watch just that part of it, because it's so I don't get these guys. These guys are still pushing. But remember George Useless Eustis, yeah, he was a member of UKIP. Probably was a member of the National Front before, right? Because you remember, yeah, we all know the National Front, yeah, as skinhead thugs in boots with red laces and jeans and tight jeans, right? But right behind them, right, there was a very sophisticated and outfit, right? Who was people that would be suited and booted. Right, but they just put things in a different way. You see, Nick Griffin was one of them. He was one of the suited and booted ones, but he was a suited and booted thug, and that's what the difference was. Not like your Nigel Farage or your George Eustice. These guys are much more suave. They're much more cool, right? So they can get their message across, right? The same message that the National Front are putting out. They don't want them here. Don't you come here, right? Don't go away. Right, get them all out. Same message, right? But these guys just do it in a much more sophisticated way, right? So and the media can pick up on that. They're not coming out and saying like, we don't want no blacks or Asians over here. They're not saying that. They're just it's our borders. Our borders, our borders are porous. Our borders, they're too loose. They more put it in a way like this. They speak about, like, there could be things in the country. Oh, well, it's very difficult to get your child into a local school, right? And the message, right, that's being sent out is you can't get your kids in school because of all the bloody immigrants. That's the message, right? Because that's the message that those people who they're trying to influence hear. They don't need to say it because they're very, very smart in that way. Right? And now these people can say, "Oh, well, no, we're voting for UKIP. It's nothing to do with that. We don't want no immigrants here. Nothing to do with that. Definitely not, Ross. Definitely not, sir. Oh no, definitely not. Yes, it is. It's because you're a lot of damn motherfucking racist fools, and that's why you've got people like George Eustis can go onto Question Time and make a complete arse of himself, and still, right, be doing the job as an MP, right? Just like all the rest of them. That just lied about the whole Brexit thing. Right? Jacob Rees-Mogg, right, obviously handed his massive role last week as the Brexit Brexit Opportunities Minister. Right? So he's come out and he said, evidence that leaving the EU has damaged UK trade, none of it there. It's few and far between. It's not true. What Rees-Mogg said, it's not true. So I mean, these people, just basically just lying to you in your face, right? I think Jeremy Vine, right? He fell off of his bicycle that he bought from Jacob Rees-Mogg, because Jacob Rees-Mogg, he sells penny farthings, right? And Jacob Rees-Mogg, and Jeremy Vine fell off his penny farthing and bust out his eye, and that's Jacob Rees-Mogg's fault for selling him that penny farthing in the first place. I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about the penny farthing. Yeah? Whoever, right, designed the penny farthing, they should be put on the top of 2 penny farthings and thrown off, because it's a really bad design. Anyway, guys, this is By Any Means Necessary. I'm DMC John Ribbs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.